Hello, my name is Sally Lunt and this is the second video in the Numeracy Counts series. Now that your little one is talking and playing, there are even more opportunities to introduce number. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that you might like to do at home, maybe you're already doing them, that will really help to develop new numerical fluency. The first thing is roleplay. Who doesn't love a teddy bear's picnic? And they are the perfect opportunity to think about numbers. You can start by thinking about how many teddies are going to be coming along to the picnic and how many of you altogether are there going to be. Once you know who's coming along, you can start working out whether you have enough cakes for everybody to have one cake and maybe handing them out to see how many you can give out is a good way of working. At some point, you're not going to have quite enough cakes, so you can then ask, how many more cakes do we need in order to give everybody 2, or in order to give everybody 3, or whatever it is that you're managing to give. As your child becomes more familiar with numbers you can, and more fluent, then you can make the questions a little bit harder. The second thing I would recommend is games involving dice and also playing cards. It may be that your child is a little too small for this at the moment, but once they're able, dice and playing cards are a brilliant way of becoming more numerate. Making sure that when your child rolls the dice, they can recognise the number that they have achieved and that they can then move the right number of spaces according to the number that they've rolled is really, really useful and important. Snakes and Ladders is a fantastic game to get started with. My son never ever seemed to get bored with this. We played it over and over when he was little. And card games as well. I would really recommend Snap at this stage. And I would strongly recommend that you use a regular pack of cards. The reason is that there are so many card games that you can use and play in the future to help with numerical development and also just to have fun. So getting them used to a normal pack of cards at this stage is really beneficial. In addition to that, I would recommend thinking about using Mealtimes to think about number. They are a great opportunity, whether it's counting the number of chicken nuggets that they have on their plate or whether it's thinking about fractions with toast. There are loads of opportunities. So start with questions like, how many pieces of carrot have you got on your plate? If you eat 1, how many will you have left? Or if you eat 2, how many will you have left? And then, how many pieces of carrot have I got? And how many more pieces of carrot have I got than you have got? Again, there's going to be opportunities to extend the questioning, but at this stage, that's going to be more than enough to get started with. If you are interested in thinking about fractions with toast, then please have a look at my blog article on that. There's lots of advice about how you can introduce fractions in a really relaxed and quite a fun way. In addition to all of that, I would still strongly recommend reading. I really enjoyed reading to my son when he was little, and I think he got a lot out of it. And there are lots and lots of number-based and maths-based books out there. At this stage, I would really recommend Balancing Act by Ellen Stoll Walsh, Count Off Squeak Scouts by Laura Driscoll, Crash, Boom, A Maths Tale by Robbie Harris, and Circled Sphere by Grace Lynn. These are all great books that you can consider at this stage and engage your little ones with at this stage. And there are other recommendations on my website if you want to take a look. If you are singing to your little one, as I mentioned in my first video, then keep going with that and really encourage your little one to be singing along. I'm sure you're already doing that. It will just really enforce numbers and the order of numbers, which is crucially important. You may also like to consider the Number Blocks series, which is a really lovely BBC series with lots of singing and dancing numbers, and it's just really fun and engaging for little ones. Finally, please remember, if you yourself are wanting some help and support with your numeracy, there is lots of help and support available out there. My first point would be, or my first suggestion for looking for help would be at national numeracy. Their website is really useful, lots of advice, lots of resources, both for you as an individual or for you to use with your family. So thank you very much for joining me today, and please do come back when you are ready for, or your little one is ready for the next steps. In the meantime, I hope that you have lots of fun making numeracy count.